Hello everyone, this is Neonizm. Gonna be trying something new that I might be doing for next year. Looking at paint schemes and critiquing them and seeing what they look like, what could be improved, etc. That's for the future though. Today we're gonna be looking at the paint of the year for iRacing in 2025. I won last year, thanks to everyone who voted for me and those who didn't. Everyone who participated, really. It was super awesome. Still can't believe that I won basically a global art contest. But we're going to be looking at the 2025 round one uh, and see what we think of these different paints. I'm going to be giving my opinions. I don't know. I don't think I know anyone who has a paint scheme up this year. I have in previous years. Obviously, I've been in it a couple times, and we're gonna see what we got here. So, round one matchups: uh, Oscar Enriquez and Lila Wilson. Looks like we got a Arca car and a street stock. I do like the bright colors on the street stock and the tire marks. I'm working on a bit of a project for that. But it's not too sharp in some of the things. I think this might be, let's see, Rowendale Memories. So this might be a throwback to something. And then we have Oscar's entry, number 0, Clear Tech Pools, AM Manufacturing. That's obviously a replica of a real car as well. I think I'm going to go with Oscar's. Looks like, well, we can actually scroll through multiple pictures here. Yeah, looks like it has a spec map or PBR materials on there. Lots of detail with all these stickers. I know how difficult it can be to position all the stickers. Wow, there's a bunch on there. When there's stuff, especially like small companies, they're really hard to like either find a high resolution version of something that's not what's that file type? The one that's online and readily available, but you can't save it or it's really difficult. I forget what it is right now. But that looks really sharp and clean. Let's get a couple more images over here. Mostly solid purple. This must have been from the update to the street stock, which I think was recently. This has to be a replica. I'm not familiar with this design. But I think I'm going to go with Oscar's Arca car here. Arca car is fun. I hope I can do some more stuff with that in the future. Let's see. Next up. Oh no, they're making it hard for me. All this neon. Terry Atkinson's Sneak BMW and Drew Foster's Fist Dirt Micro Sprint. Oh, this one's tricky. I kind of like both of them. Both have lines. I haven't done a dirt micro, but I imagine a bunch of these are clashing shells. It's probably hard to match up those lines. They're both really clean. I do like chemical guys. I do use some of that stuff on my car. Man, I think I gotta go with Terry's car here. Lots of little detail in those lines. Lots of thought going into how those are arranged, and they are different on both sides, so that's pretty cool. I don't know what Sneak is, but I'm gonna go with Terry's here. Next up, we have Dennis Van der Meren with the blackboard and chalk. That sounds interesting. That's a little small on this, but yeah, there is some like detail in the black. Wonder if these are all hand-drawn little images. I don't think they have to be. Oh, there's even little cars up front. That's a lot of detail in that. Then Joshua Wright. Looks like we got a dirt late model here. Nothing about it really jumps out at me. Really good, sharp paint scheme. Colors match, really consistent. But I think gotta go with Dennis's here. It's just too unique. It looks really good. All right, next matchup. Looks like Michael here. He has a Santa Claus driver suit here. I think these armbands are supposed to be. I think these are like warning too, like the like little warning things that people in a parking lot will wear. That's pretty good. There's also actually like fuzz detail in the white. That's a lot of attention. The people who do the suits, like, oh, Santa sleigh race crew. That's pretty cool. Uh, I do one race suit for myself. I never get requests for them, but I do one race suit for myself maybe every other year or so. Like I don't really enjoy doing them. When I was doing 3D modeling a lot, I wasn't into like the organic modeling and stuff, which is a lot of what the race suits involve. So it's never my forte. That and helmets. Like there's people who do crazy helmet work out there. And again, I do one for myself maybe every other year. I think that year is probably going to be this year to just update some of my stuff. I'll have to take a look at it to see if I really need it. And if I don't, then I'll just go into my requests and various projects that I have listed. And then we have the Double Bubble Bubblegum Arca Car. More Arca Cars. Those were really popular this year. And it looks pretty good, pretty sharp. 1 cent. I like that. That's fun. Tootsie Rolls on the side. And Tootsie on the banner there. I don't know if are these the same company? I don't know if I like the Tootsie Roll on there. I feel like this should just be the Arkham Menards branding or whatever they do for it, but it does look good. I don't know. This is a tough one here. So you got rank 20 versus rank 45. Oh, I don't know about this one. It's both kind of similar to each other, like detail and kind of the apparent visual effort. I don't know what a great word for that is. A little bubblegum there. It is Christmas time though. I don't know. This one's tough. Ah, there's some extra little details in this though. I think I'm gonna go with Michael's. I think I'm gonna go with the Santa Claus. Santa Claus driver suit here. Next we have, oh wow, a very modern paint versus a very old school paint. We have Keith Archer's Blackthorn number 19 for the. Oh, is this a replica for the 2025 British GT3? Yeah, I think this is a replica. That is wild. That is awesome. And yeah, Aston Martin Vantage. That was one of the new cars this year. That looks really good. And obviously, it's all spec mapped. That is. Is it spec mapped or is that the sunlight or is it colored? I actually can't tell. I think it's colored. That's too much heat. Well, GT3 is kind of yellowed out, but that's white. But that doesn't get spec mapped. That's a very high layer. Oh, okay. Well, let's think about that. Let's look at this. Classic Pontiac Grand Prix 1987. I need to do some more of these cars too. I got some, my VHS paints. They're pretty popular for the modern cars, so I think they go really well on the old ones. So I should probably do some work on those. Yeah, this looks good. Is this a replica as well? Crown Petroleum, Pontiac Grand Prix. Doesn't really indicate anything. Oh, but man, if you know my paints, especially the design that won last year, is very modern. Wow, that looks. I gotta go with this one. This one looks sick. That's I don't know if that's vector traced or just hand painted. Oh man, that looks really cool. This is top tier for me right now. This one looks really cool. Next up, have Paco Ramos, and if I mispronounce anything, eh, that'll happen. Global contest, so you'll see some strange names. Evo Neon Blue, and looks like it's on an Audi R8 LMS Evo 2 GT3. These new car names are getting really long, especially for the sports cars. I think that might be a replica as well. I'm not too familiar with some of the more niche sports car series, but that looks really good. Matches up everything. Well, there's an SWM on there, so I'm definitely going to be biased towards that. Not going to lie. I'll let you know my biases. There's neon blue and the SWM on there, so that's a really strong contender. Plus, the color flows really well. Red into the yellow. Is blue, green, back to the yellow. That's done very well. Nice and sharp. Then over here, another really sharp car from Austin. Donny Schatz, Shophusters? Shophustits? Shophustits? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Shophustits.com. Okay, that's what it is. That looks really good. Red, black, and that is chrome, so it is spec mapped. It does look really good. Number 15. I know a lot of people who drive cars off of trading paints, they don't like the, just based on the numbers I've seen on my stuff, they don't like the numbers being stamped on there. But if you, or custom numbers, I should say. But if you put the custom numbers on there, then it's black numbers on black backgrounds. Looks so good. I wish more cars, especially NASCAR, would run like high contrast numbers or something. Like so many of them are just, white on like a dark background. It's really common. So man, that looks really good. But I'm gonna have to back Paco over here with the neon and the SWM. Let's go with that. I'm kind of going on the left side quite a bit here, but just based on that, I'm not really looking at the numbers up here, the ranks. I don't really know what the ranks mean. I think my car last year was fairly low in the rank. I don't know if it's the week number or what exactly. Here we got Rafael Mondel, the Angry Birds FF 1600, and yeah, that would be an Angry Bird. These cars lend themselves well to a lot of like unique stuff, like the red Angry Bird on the nose. I've seen quite a few of these cars that kind of really lean into the shape of this car. And it's cartoony. Looks good in that respect. I don't think there's a spec map on there. It looks pretty consistent. This looks pretty shiny though. Kind of hard to tell just with the colors. It kind of blends all in together. So I don't think there's anything crazy going on there. Then over here we have official race win. It's from Cooper. It's like Coupe in design. I can't tell what that is. I don't want to click off this page. Cooper's official race win from Dawson Sutton. So it's Dawson Sutton's official race win, 2025 Rackley Roofing, Late Model Cars Tour West Scheme, custom number 26. Wonder if, did Dawson Sutton request this from Cooper? I'm not quite sure, but it's on a late model stock. Chevrolet SS, of course. That looks really clean. Again, lots of little decals. These were, if this is a replica, obviously, that all these decals here, those are all like he either got them or he had to hunt them down. There's more on the quarter panel, and I don't do a lot of replicas, but I know like the precision that it demands. So I'm gonna go with Cooper's here. Next up, all right, more neon. I'm noticing a theme here. Uh, Left side we have Christian Budd, Mark Martin's 2005 number 6 Batman Begins Pfizer Ford Taurus replicas. Some of these, especially like the Batman, the Jeff Gordon Superman car, like they can be really tricky to get because you either have to trace stuff, hand paint it, design it. Like sometimes you have to do some interesting things. Ooh, I don't know why I clicked that. Missed the arrow. That looks really good. Oh, pictures at Michigan. I know those grandstands anywhere. Looks really good. I don't remember this car on the track. I was definitely watching NASCAR back then, but don't quite recall this. But looks really good, accurate as far as I know. Obviously, it was very popular if it got a Paint of the Week award to be on this. Then over here, we'll select here. Jacob Freeman's Lucid Graphics AU. So some of my Aussie friends. That's intriguing. Dirt Modified Chartreuse. And if you don't know the color Chartreuse, is this yellow-green. If you Google it, you'll see all kinds of shades, but it's basically neon yellow. Lucid Graphics. Definitely like that it's a painter representing himself. He got a Paint of the Week. Australia. Big fan of the Australians in the iRacing community. I've been working with them for over 10 years at this point. So I think I'm going to have to go with Jacob. He got a Paint of the Week on his own paint scheme, custom, just like I did. And then I got Paint of the Year. So we're going to go with Jacobs here, give him some love. Next up, oh wow, that looks like it has some detail. James Collins, PPG Toyota Camry. Again for the ARCA. ARCA was super popular this year. Obviously all the cars came out, and they look great. Haven't had too much time to race them, been pretty busy painting and such. But definitely like that they came out with that looks really good. Oh, it's 2 red, white, and blue cars. Clyde Coleman's 919 Porsche. It's too bad that Porsche won't be in the WEC next year. But these things happen. I guess we'll need Formula E cars in iRacing to see some Porsches for next year. But looks really good. I know these shells are all separated, so matching all that. It looks like that's interesting how they did that paint scheme. I know this is replica, so I imagine this is absolutely how they did it in real life. So this is matched. That's all asymmetrical. This looks really good, really sharp. Let's see what else. Couple other icon. Is this? I see an iRacing logo. Is this a replica of a real life car or something they raced in a series? I'm not quite sure. Well, let's look some more at this one. Do you see, is this a spec map or a color fade? I can't quite tell. I think it's a color fade. That looks really sharp though. I don't know. This is another tough one. But default looks like default contingencies really clean in the paint scheme. Red 5, not the not the artificial coloring, but a red number 5. But I think I'm gonna go with Clyde's here. Definitely a lot of work in matching up these lines and getting all that done. So there you go, Clyde. Next one, more red, white, and blue. Got Luke's 2025 custom Summit Racing Chevrolet Camaro. So this is a fantasy paint scheme, and lots of lines on there. Very striking, no pun intended with the lighting, but very striking paint scheme. Lots of color. And, oh man, I wish you would have matched up on the nose here. This is really tricky because it doesn't scale correctly when you're matching up these lines on here. But that's that. Well, it looks okay with that white gap there, but it is that extra step to fill in that nose, but it is not the easiest thing to do. But I do like how fenders are filled in, but you can still see the paint scheme down the side. Very good use of space. A lot of people don't like the forward number, but allows you to put nice big logos on the side, which is really, really good. And then here, oh, this might be 1994, number 52, Butch Miller ASA. I remember watching ASA racing on TNT or TNN, one of those two. That looks like an ASA. What is this? Street Stock Eagle T3. Did they add more street stocks? I'm kind of behind on that sort of stuff. But that looks really good. I don't really know much about this car, to be honest. Ford Mustang. This is the default. It's not stamped on like the dirt cars do. Like that's there. You didn't have to go hunt that down, so they must have added more of these cars. Yeah, this is kind of like a retro versus a modern in like a very similar kind of style. Got the Dale Jr. 8 on here. This is interesting. Majority white, which I'm not a big fan of using white on cars. I try to avoid it at all costs, honestly. Sometimes it's necessary though. Sometimes you got to use it for highlights. I think I'm gonna go with Luke's car though. This is really close though. This might be the closest matchup I've seen yet because these both look really, really good. But next, here we have. I remember this car. Trading Paints 15th anniversary Repco Supercars Ford Mustang by Julian M. And the branding for the new Trading Paint stuff was really cool. I got to see a lot of that before anybody else did, and it was really cool looking through all that stuff and working with those logos and such. I did a Corvette for the site with my holographic material. Obviously, you know, the car that won, that was a Corvette, so I did the new Trading Paint stuff on a Corvette with all the holographic effects, quote unquote holographic. And it looks like a nice big white fill logo. Yeah, that's smart right there. Using kind of flat logos on an active background. The blend is really well done. Colors matched. All that. And then Trading Paints with the Instagram and Blue Sky logos. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Over here, 2005 Mike Bliss Net Zero / Best Buy number 0. And I was a Jack Sprague fan, and I believe this car was after Jack Sprague got released from the ride. Really cool stuff going on here. Obviously, NASCAR Nextel. So all these logos, these were all hunted down. Period accurate. Got Bud Light Pole Award, or Budweiser Pole Award, Bud Pole Award, as they called it then. Really, really like the taping with the logos on it. You don't see that a lot. Super accurate, just pinpoint accurate from Tyler. Haas on the back. Haas has been in NASCAR longer than a lot of people think, I guess. Even what I think. I was watching NASCAR back then. And Man, these are both really good. I think I got to go with Julian's car though. Uh, Trading Paints super sharp. Um, Trading Paints has helped me a lot this year, so both look great. Really difficult matchup on this one again. A lot of these are going to be difficult, um, but I'm gonna go with the TP15 Supercars. Supercars is fun to watch too. If you're up late like I am, I'm recording this at almost 3 a.m. If you work second shift, check on some supercars on the weekend when you can. I know I say that and I haven't been too good about it, but it's a great watch. It's fun racing, fun stuff. Aussies know what's up. All right, next one. We have Tom H, Mobile One Mercedes AMG GT4. I believe that's the new Mercedes that came out. And looking through here, it's kind of a weird angle. I love big logos, but I think this might be too big on the Mobile One horse, whatever they call it. The head is on the roof, the feet are all the way down here on the front of the door. A little awkward from the right angle. It looks good. Got the wings back up front. Going back to that, I don't know. And then over here we have Daniel Krenfus or Daniel Kranfus. Not sure if it's German or not. It's an Acura. I do like the Acura. That's currently one of my most popular cars. It's an Acura GTP car. Lots of little detail going on. I don't know what kind of effect he did to get these little squares going on. That looks really cool though. Some kind of like layered triangular overlay effect going on in the black as well. So wow, he matched all that up too. That looks pretty good. I kind of wish this image was closer. If you look at my stuff, I love close up, top down pictures. Give the maximum amount of detail. So just trying to, and this is a 2K screen that I'm recording on, so I'm just trying to see up close a bit more. I'm gonna go with Daniels here. I think there's just a bit more detail, and I know a lot of these lines on the Acura pretty well. I did actually do a holographic effect on that car, so I know a lot of the stuff doesn't match up really well, and you have to fight it. And he did a pretty stand-up job matching it all up. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Daniel's Acura here. Next we have again a retro and a modern. Dylan Schmidt, Ricky Rudd's 1976 Pontiac Trans Am. Man, Ricky, some of the drivers from the 90s and the 2000s, like I didn't know at the time because I was young, but some of them have been racing for so long before like I knew what they were. Oh, this is a Napa car. Is this what the one of Chase Elliott's throwbacks was? I think it might have been. That looks really good though. Napa. Obviously, this is a throwback, so you know stuff is gonna be simple. You can't knock it for that. It's all about accuracy. Big, nice Firebird. Isn't it Firebird? Yeah. Yeah, Firebird, right? No, that's Ford. No, Ford's Thunderbird. This is a Firebird. 22. I wish that modern cars did more stuff like this, like knocking the number on the side and stuff like that. Just having some fun with it. Looks like all the logos are accurate, which are also period accurate, which is very impressive positioning as well. That looks really good. Then over here, have Ugo Dagani or Yugo Dagani, Raven West Motorsport, Aston Martin DBR9 GT1. And I already see there's like a ghost design in this, which is really cool. I also think this is a replica. Yeah, Raven Westmore. I imagine this is it's either a replica or it's for a team that digital team that he designed it for. High gloss. This is definitely spec mapped somehow. It's catching a lot of the trees in the side. I wish there was a better picture of the door here. Kind of hard to see. Let me. Oh, I should have done that to begin with. And see a little bit more detail. Definitely high gloss spec map. I can't tell if the Eagle's a different spec map than the gray base. Um, but yeah, if these are both replicas, then I think I'm gonna go with the Ricky Rudd because getting all of these period accurate logos was probably more tedious, and I actually seeing that Stewart logo, I know it was more tedious, and the same with this blue and yellow one. I forget what it is, but I had to look that one up. I had to hunt that down for my Jeff Gordon Pepsi throwback on the Gen 4 car. These were a lot more difficult, especially, and also like just reference photos. It's going to be more difficult to find references for this car than with this car, which looks like it probably raced in the past 10 years, if not just this year. GT1, yeah, yeah. Let's go with a Ricky Rudd paint from Dylan. Next, we have some interesting things. We have Brian Fletcher's Menards Thunderbird with custom number fixed. So he probably did an update to it, which I love that feature of being able to update cars and such. Excuse me. Again, period accurate logos. Attention to detail, nothing on the front. Didn't try to put anything on the front. And color stripes, match that up. Looked at a bunch of pictures to help do that. Save big time. That took a minute. He did not find that through Google search. uh, really clean looking car. Great in the photos too. Over here, Dallara IL-15. I have not painted one of these, but I have painted one of the F3000 cars. I forget what it was. Ghost Energy Electric Limeade. Definitely one of my favorite Ghost Energy flavors. Let's take a look at this. Got the green. That looks like it's accurate. Ghost has this pattern. I don't know if it's picking up in the video, but he has it overlaid on that black base. And let's see these pictures. Can't really tell. It is spec mapped throughout that. So that looks good. I think the number's stamped because the spec map's coming through there. That's okay. I don't know if this is a replica or it's an original. You know, obviously energy drink cars are very popular. But I definitely commend the overlaying that Ghost Energy branding. So I think I'm gonna go with Jason's car here. Plus, like if it's original, then like making the asymmetric green and black here. Man, I feel like I'm behind on the cars. Like I don't recognize this car at all on the sim. That aside, though, this looks really good. Single seaters are extremely difficult to wear. I think this is the first single seater that we have too. If I look through here, oh no, we had the FF 1600 here, but other than that, that is the only single-seater open-wheel car. So that's going to be some props for that. I did a paint scheme several years ago that on the F3000 that or F3 car, I forget what it is. I think it was the F3000. If that's even a thing, it could be F3. Uh, that it was a giant logo that went over all three of these shells because these are, I don't know, I'm not familiar with this car, but from the single seats I've done, these are always three different shells. The side pod, the top of the side pod, and then the main like chassis component here. And he did a really good job either avoiding the lines or working through them, and this looks like it's matched up. If I know the shell line is right around in here, just guessing, and that looks like it's matched up in the spec map, so really good job there. Next, have another retro and a very nice looking modern car here. Go with the left side first. James Craig Taylor's Radio Shack 1987 Buick LeSabre. And retro Radio Shack logo, retro Buick logo. Great looking throwback here. Was this... I'm not sure if this is real or if it's a custom. And he just has all the... I don't know if... Like, I haven't looked at the 87s in quite a while. So I don't know if these contingency logos come on them like that, or if these guys are like going out and finding these logos in like either pre-made packs or like individually looking for them. Not really up to speed on the retro cars. I mostly get commissioned for new stuff. But I'll have to open them up one day and see what's going on in there, because definitely have some fun ideas for some retro stuff. I just need to find the time to do it. But that looks really good and really clean. I don't think there's a spec map on it. No name over the roof, so I think it's custom. But definitely a great job with the retro Radio Shack logo and the overall simplicity of it. Kind of the half and half that we don't really see anymore. See a lot of like solid colors over top, but definitely a good looking paint. Then Joe Swanson really came out of the show to to make an iRacing car. Looks like the number 71 Slurpee NASCAR Chevy Silverado. And again, I can't tell if it's spec mapped or not. Let's take another look at some other pictures. Really good matching up on the lines. Going over to the bed, because those don't match up exactly. You have to move them a little bit. And sometimes the sides don't agree with where they should be moved, because this car is asymmetric, the left and right side. So both sides have to be different. Really great use of space with Slurpee, going all the way from the middle of the door to the bumper. I haven't had a Slurpee in probably 20 years, but the branding looks great. The color looks great. Actually, a good time to use a white number because everything's so colorful. The white is actually the high contrast in this instance. And I think there is a spec map on there. That looks a little bit too shiny unless it's like noon at Daytona. But again, great use of space with the Slurpee branding. These dots going all over. I don't think these lines match up, so I think he had to match those as well. So, I think I'm going to go with Joe Swanson over here with the Slurpee car, Slurpee truck, because that looks really good. And I believe this is the last matchup. We have Scott Mittens. Scott Mitten. Yeah, Scott Mittens. Racing Champions Chrome Chase Diecast Toyota Camry. that's that's something really unique right there. If you grew up in the 90s or 2000s, you know Racing Champions, you've seen this car. Um, let's see some more angles on this. Yeah, yeah, one of 1989. That's pretty great. I was a big fan of Racing Champions because Jeff Gordon was not licensed through them, so I never saw Jeff Gordon's cars in Racing Champions at Walmart or Kmart or name your store. But that's a pretty unique kind of throwback to go with a diecast that was, I think these were like bonuses in like the 5 packs, and it was just to like fill in a spot if I remember. I can't quite remember, but that is a unique take on a throwback or a it's just really different. Like it's always, yeah, it's just different. Then here we have Jeff Gross's Tony Stewart 2003 GR86. So it's Tony Stewart's 2003 paint scheme on a Toyota GR86, which some might say is apocryphal. It actually works really well on this car. It fits perfectly. Did a great job transferring it over. Not always the easiest thing to do. Um, Sometimes, depending on the car, you can very easily transfer a paint scheme over. Sometimes it is not. But this one did really well. Has all the contingencies on it. Great job putting it under the I don't know if it's a fender flare or if it's a light well, but that looks really good. But I think this is spec map too. That is very orange. I have a cinema grade display so I can see every color that I'm working with, and that is super orange. So good job on the coloring there. But I gotta go with the Racing Champions uh, bonus car chrome diecast. That is just outstanding. I enjoy that a lot. Um, so yeah, those are my picks for round one of Trading Paints Paint of the Year slash iRacing Paint of the Year for 2025. Um, there is, let's see. Oh, it's up here. 2 days and 7 hours, 2 days and 8 hours in voting left. So if you're watching this, on Tuesday or Wednesday, then you still have plenty of time to put your votes in. These are mine. Um, I definitely, going through these, I definitely recognize some of these names, seeing them on Facebook and different painting groups, and really great stuff. Lots of replicas. I don't think there was as many replicas as last year, or I think there's more replicas than there were last year. But lots of different stuff. We'll see who comes out on top, and definitely see why a lot of these got the paint of the weeks that they did. Lots of new cars, new stuff, either or stuff that really stands out, jumps out at you, like especially the Slurpee truck. You got to be unique. You got to figure out something new, and that's kind of what I'm always trying to do. I don't really, I kind of stumbled into it last year. I feel like I wasn't really trying to do anything really crazy or unique. I just took my paint scheme from my NASCAR car, put it on the Corvette, which was new at the time, but I love the C8 Corvette, especially in WEC and IMSA, and it went really well for me. So good luck to everybody here. These are not recommendations for how you vote. This is just how I see things, and I've been trained in artwork and game art and all these different things, and this is just what I see. Just looking round one, um, what I would think would be the overall winner. Um, I think the Blackboard and Chalk Porsche. I think that has a really good chance. That is a very unique design. Especially, I wish this was even closer. I want to see these pixels super close. This looks like it has like a chalky quality to it. And then Trading Paints taking the pictures on the Nürburgring with the painting in the background is just perfect. Great call on that there. Next would be the Aston Martin Vantage here, which I think is, yeah, it is a replica just based on that information. Um, that's an outstanding replica. I can't imagine the time that would take. Some of these cars for doing replicas is just nuts. So props on that. That'd be my second pick. And then obviously Paco, Neon Blue, SWM, Evo car. I don't know if that's an SWM base, but if it is, check it out. Simrapmarket.com, and we'll see how that goes. That'll probably be on the back end, but if that'd be the third of the quarterfinalists, the fourth would probably either be the Trading Paints V8 Supercar or the Racing Champions car, because that has a lot of, that's a huge nostalgia factor. Like, it's one thing to do like a replica of a car that was on the track versus a replica of a car that was on the store shelf that was only like a toy. So those would be my four for like the, is it quarterfinals or semifinalists? I forget. It'd be semifinalists. So those would be my four. Um, but anybody can win. Completely open. Um, yeah. Let me know what you think. If you want some really cool painting tools and stuff, check out simrapmarket.com. I have content on there, as well as neonizm.artstation.com for some really cool iRacing painting tools. I also do custom paint schemes. If you're looking for a new paint scheme for 2026, I think I have one or two slots available for custom car before the Daytona 500 slash Speed Weeks kind of time period. Uh, but yeah, hit me up, and you all have a good day or night depending on when you watch this. See you for the next round. I guess I'll see how this one goes, and maybe I'll see you for the next one. Maybe I'll get a bunch of backlash for doing this. I don't know. But yeah, see ya.